Next on Worcester News tonight, a woman speaking out after a vicious dog attack in the city. She's lucky a Good Samaritan stopped to help her. Plus, a car fire causing damage to other cars and a downtown Worcester garage. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. A Worcester woman says she's lucky to be alive after two pit bulls attacked her and her dog late last week. Both the woman and her pets suffered extensive injuries, and tonight she's thankful for a driver who stopped and helped pull the pit bulls off of her. Our Rosalind Flaherty joins us now live with the story. Rosalind?
Anna, she was just walking her dog like she does every day when she soon found herself in a terrifying situation.
There's just blood everywhere.
Wrapped in bandages, Kaylee McGurn describes being attacked by two pit bulls. The horrifying incident happened Friday afternoon when she was walking her dog in Worcester.
I look down and I just have two gaping holes in my leg. And then my hand is just completely mangled.
The 23-year-old didn't want to show her face on camera. She says she and her dog Jax were on their normal route along McEwen Road near McGill Street. She spotted two pit bulls and their owners and says one pit bull started to charge. She says the dog bit Jax, and when she tried to protect him, she was also bitten.
He's like my child. So I just didn't even think twice about it. And in a situation like that, you just have a lot of adrenaline.
McGurn says the owners of the dogs did nothing to try to help her. Sean Swift says he saw the incident and stepped in.
I tried to help. The pit bull then came at me. As the owner pulled him, he dropped the leash and got away and grabbed the girl by the leg.
McGurn was taken to the hospital to get stitches and a tetanus shot. Jax also received puncture wounds. Police say the two pit bulls are not up to date on vaccinations, are not licensed, and are currently in quarantine. McGurn says she's lucky to be alive and thankful someone stopped to help. Swift says he was at the right place at the right time.
Something like that, and you try to do the best you can, and that's what I did. I jumped out to try not to be a hero. I don't consider myself a hero. I just consider myself human.
Now, McGurn says she's happy the dogs are off the street so this doesn't happen to anyone else. Police say they will now see if the dogs are healthy and the owners could face charges. Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Thanks, Rosalind. A Sutton woman pleads not guilty Thursday to her involvement in a 2016 two-car crash which killed two pedestrians. The Telegram and Gazette reports Solange Blitz faces 2 counts of motor vehicle homicide by negligent driving. The crash killed 53-year-old Daniel Sullivan of Oxford and his girlfriend, 52-year-old Gino Capello, who was a vice chancellor at UMass Boston. According to the Telegram, the estate of Daniel Sullivan has sued Blitz for $5 million on the claim she was responsible for the crash. A scary situation in Worcester tonight. Neighbors in the Queen Street area say they heard multiple gunshots. Police were on scene talking with witnesses and blocked off part of the street. One homeowner says bullets went through his window. No injuries have been reported. A section of a parking garage on Southbridge Street in Worcester is blocked off due to a car fire inside. According to the Worcester Fire Department, this BMW went up in flames and the fire spread, causing damage to the car next to it. The fire department says the extreme heat from that also caused the steel decking above to buckle. No injuries were reported. It's unclear how that fire started. Switching gears now, thousands of Worcester Public School students went back to school today, but Monday's hot weather made it tough on some classrooms. Superintendent Maureen Benenda is reassuring students they're prepared for the possible heat wave we may see this week. Our Brittany Schaefer has the details.
The Worcester Public Schools are back in session.
I witnessed children running to their teachers saying, "I missed you so much." It was a great opening today. And of course, it was a little warm.
Superintendent Maureen Benenda says while they can't control Mother Nature, the schools were prepared for the hot temperatures.
Classrooms had fans in them. Some teachers, have air conditioners that they have put in themselves. Other schools are air conditioned. And we had water delivered to schools, so that kids could stay hydrated today.
Students at Burncoat High School say there were fans in the classrooms, but it was still warm.
None of them had AC. Some of them had fans, so it was Normal day at Burncoat.
It was really hot in the classrooms. I know the freshmen, they got to go downstairs and get waters.
Today is Claire Ibn Kunle's first day at Burncoat. The junior is from Germany and says she couldn't wait to go to school.
I really like the high school so far. The teachers are really nice. I'm really excited.
Ibn Kunle says the classrooms were a bit uncomfortable, but she is more worried about the city in the wintertime.
It can get pretty hot, but I heard in Worcester it gets really cold in the winter times. In Germany it doesn't snow a lot in the winter.
Beninda says in her 3 years as superintendent, she hasn't canceled classes due to hot weather, but says they will be monitoring the temperatures this week.
Our staff is very well versed in, how to keep kids cool. I think we're in good shape for this heat wave that we're going to be having this week.
With the temperatures expected to be in the 90s both tomorrow and Wednesday, this is going to be a popular classroom with the air conditioning. Beninda is also asking gym classes to only restrict to light activity this week. At Burncoat High School, Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
While school is back in session in Worcester, the summer heat and humidity is expected to stick around here in Worcester County this week. The National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory from 10 a.m. Tuesday to 9 p.m. Wednesday. Temperatures are expected to reach the low 90s. Monday wasn't as hot, but many people were still outside soaking in the sun before summer's over.
The breeze was nice when we did have it those cooler couple days, although I do love being outside in the sun because it is so cold for all those months, so I'm happy about it.
It's been nice to be able to have the weather, especially today, being able to go into the water and be able to just swim around and get it cool off.
Experts are advising people to drink plenty of water and stay in air-conditioned rooms if possible during the hot weather. We'll have a look at our local forecast in just a few minutes. Police in Westborough are searching for a suspected bank robbery. Take a look at these surveillance photos. Police say this man robbed the Citizens Bank inside the Stop and Shop Saturday afternoon. Investigators say the suspect passed a note to the teller demanding cash and ended up getting away with an undetermined amount of money in a light gray or silver sedan. If you have any information, you're asked to contact Westborough Police. Worcester police are investigating what they call a suspicious death on Everard Street Friday night. Police say a 42-year-old man was found dead with a gunshot wound to his head inside of this building. The gang unit and investigators were on scene Friday night. Police say the investigation is in its early stages. The Worcester Community Labor Coalition says it understands economic development is important, but they want to make sure no one is left behind. The coalition is asking the city and the PawSox to make sure Worcester residents are included in any jobs involved in the ballpark project. Our Chandler Walsh explains.
The Worcester Community Labor Coalition is supportive of minor league baseball's arrival in Worcester, but they do have some concerns outlined in an open letter to PawSox management.
The concerns go back to seeing economic development projects all over Worcester, and then we saw a bunch of out-of-state plates.
Frank Kartheiser is the co-chair for the WCLC. He says he wants to make sure the PawSox deal gives everyone the opportunity for good-paying jobs.
It's important that on this development that Worcester residents, people of color, women, folks who've been left out of the economy, we make that extra effort to include them in this.
Pernay Family Health Service is one of more than 40 local organizations who've signed the letter. Executive Director Sheila Dooley says the market rate housing proposed in the project will benefit and develop the neighborhood, but she's worried what it will mean for low-income housing.
We have many families that we serve through Pernay Family Health Service that really rely on affordable housing, and we don't want them to get pushed aside.
We need housing for the people who are going to work at the ballpark, who are going to work at the hotels, who work at the restaurants.
Dooley says the Canal District is home to affordable housing and why many people in need choose to live there. She wants to make sure the people most affected by the PawSox deal don't get swept under the rug.
We also don't want to forget the people who live here.
Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
A Worcester staple is looking forward to new business opportunities once the Pawtucket Red Sox arrive. Table Talk Pie's president and owner says he's excited for a ballpark next door. Harry Kakinis says he hopes to sell pies inside of the ballpark once the 2021 baseball season begins, maybe even with new flavors. Kakinis says Table Talk Pies has also discussed the possibility of sponsoring the team.
We've been supportive of it with the city and have had some discussions, and I think it's just great. The possibilities of marketing pies in baseball are just, they're just too numerous to count.
Kakinis says the move does come with possible challenges. He says a section of their rented space could become part of the ballpark development, requiring them to move some of their offices. He also worries about their trucks so close to pedestrians.